I try and suppress any emotion. Generally, climbing and emotions don't work well together. It doesn't keep you focused, doesn't keep you able to do what you need to do at that point in time. I started climbing as a kid. When I was about 10 years old, my dad took me to Northcliffe Hill in Joburg, and he showed me the basics of generally how to climb. At that point, sport climbing in Johannesburg wasn't a big deal. Weren't lots of people doing it, so I only started climbing properly 5 years ago. In 2007, a friend of mine from church took me climbing. I would always been very interested and did quite well in my first time, and so I generally from there have got more and more into it, climbing 2 or 3 times a week if I can. I plan to climb Mount Kenya. Mount Kenya is the second highest mountain in Africa. It's technically the highest peak, as in the highest rock climbing peak in Africa. The plan is for me to climb to the 2 highest summits, which is Batian and Nilian. I, on record, should be the first amputee to summit the mountain. The Kenyans are notoriously bad at record keeping, but from several credible sources there is nobody else who has yet achieved a summit as an amputee. So the plan is to climb it this year in December. It is 5,199 meters at the highest point, and it's the highest I will have ever climbed. The Drakensberg Mountains are normally the place in South Africa where I would go to do higher climbs, and although I've done several, they're only around about 3,000 meters. So this is the biggest challenge I've ever taken on yet. As it is, being a teacher, I don't have very much money, so although I have all the climbing gear needed, because it's high altitude, there is several items which I would need to buy still, and obviously the park fees in Kenya, because it's in a national park, are quite expensive. So it all kind of adds up. It's not a very expensive mountain to climb like Mount Everest, so I need some support from friends and family and anyone who would recognize this as an achievement worth putting money towards. I really want to be the first amputee to summit Mount Kenya, and I probably need, in order to cover all of my costs, 15,000 Rand, as well as to cover the costs of my climbing partner and cameraman, and so altogether we'll probably need about 40,000 Rand to cover our climb. On top of that, I would like to raise funds for the home in which my father lives. He has had multiple sclerosis for several years now and living in a home for disabled people, and it would be great if we could raise enough money to give some money back to him and help support him.